Hi guys, welcome to my March design team project for Kerr over at Happiness in Crafting, and I believe we are on video number 5. I am slightly confused. Yeah, so let me just take those out of the equation, because although I've already filmed those, you guys haven't seen them yet. I'll get to that in a minute, so let's just see. Yes, okay, right, so the box was video number 1 was the flip through of the kit. I am using G's collage paper pieces. Okay, that is the primary kit that I am using. Then I am using G's backing paper set 1. Sorry, the collage paper pieces number 1 kit is this. Then I am using, should I say, these ones, which are G's backing paper set 1. Right, so the collage paper pieces number 1 kit is the primary kit that I am using, which is the one that G sent me to work with. The backing paper set 1 is also being used with this, but this is one I purchased to go with this because it's absolutely perfect. And then that was separate. In the show and tell video, I also showed G's art background papers, but that's for a different project altogether. But I did show them off in the first video, in the show and tell video, but that's in kind of a design team project, but more of a personal project. This is what we're focusing on right now though, and this is the beautiful collage paper pieces. I'm so sorry, I get so confused these days. So this is the main kit that I've chose to work with this month, and this is the one that G sent to me. So it is the same kit, but you get it in different colours. This is the collage paper pieces number 1, so you get this beautiful black and white print. Then you get this beautiful vintagey browny tones, sepia. Then you get this beautiful bluey turquoisey one. These have been printed onto standard 80 GSM printer paper, so they're a bit muted in tones. Actually quite muted in tones, as you will see the comparison here. This was printed onto matte photo paper, so if I line that up with that, there we go. Yeah, you can see the difference. But yeah, so I need to cough. Anyway, like I said, these have been printed onto standard 80 GSM print paper, so they're a bit muted in colour tone. But I love it all the same. I like the pastel-y muted tones. I love, love, love this one. This is my favourite one, by far. In this kit, this is my favourite one, and as I said, the difference in colour tone is quite dramatic. This was printed, as I said, on normal printer paper, and this was printed onto matte photo paper. And as you can see, if I just flip this one round, actually no, it doesn't matter, it goes that way. Yes, look at the difference in the tones. Still equally as beautiful, but yes, very different, very, very different. But I love them all the same. I love this one and I love the other one. But yes, so this is my favourite page, definitely. I love this one. You get this orangey, yellowy toned one. That is a flower, but it reminds me of bananas. I've said that previously, I'm not sure why. Then you get this beautiful green one. And that's it. Then we're back to the same kit, but I printed it onto cardstock. And then, as I said, the other ones were printed onto matte photo paper. So printed onto cardstock, it still looks the same as it does on the normal printer paper. There's no immediate in your face change colour scheme wise, but printed on matte photo paper there is. It's more vibrant. Yeah, it's still equally beautiful either way. But I have been busy. Now the idea of G's idea with this kit, oh sorry, out of focus. G's idea with this kit originally was, it is what it is, it's a collage kit. So a lot of people tend to take a page that's already printed and they tear bits off and they'll randomly collage with it and then cut it out. So G said, quite rightfully so as well, a lot of us do struggle when it comes to collaging. We've got big pieces of paper and we're not quite sure what to do with them or where to tear them. So G's idea with this one were that they're all just bits and pieces, so we can cut around them and use them, or we can use it to fussy tear around them and then collage with them, obviously all different colours or whatever. And it's a great idea, but I've been kind of thinking outside the box a little bit and using them in a different way. So for the first one, I took the page that was printed onto, is that the matte photo one? I think this was the matte photo paper version. So I took this box and I used G's, let me get it, Friday freebie number 44 template. You can print this out, you know, if you're a part of G's Facebook group. You can get this for free. It is the Friday freebie number 44 and that's what prints. So obviously when you cut it out of the A4 sheet of paper, that's what you get. And then you fold it up and you get this beautiful box. Like so. You fold it up and score it. Well, you score it and fold it and glue it and you get this beautiful box. Like so. Out of this kit. Now obviously I printed it twice to show what it was like as a box, but then I also kept the second print as a template because I then used that template to put on here like so, drew around it and then cut it out and made this box with it. So that was my first one, and yes, you can argue the fact, well, that's not really ephemera, but it's great for holding ephemera. So in the second video that I did, we made some very, very simple ephemera using what I'd call a dodgy print. My printer, when I was printing these kits, I hadn't printed for a couple of days beforehand and I forgot to check, and my print heads needed cleaning, so a lot of these printed out with lines on them. Rather than throwing them away, I just used my tab punch and punched out along the lined print to get all of these. And then with some of the other ones I also used a little butterfly confetti punch that I have, and we just used that to make a load of butterflies. So that was a very easy video number 2, ephemera. Then the last 3 videos that you guys will have seen, I made envelopes with you guys. So that would have been, right, so the show and tell would have been video 1. The box would have been video 2. The, very easy ephemera, tabs and butterflies would have been video 3. So this is where I got mixed up because I thought the envelope was video 3. So this is video 4A, where I made this beautiful envelope using the absolutely beautiful purple page, and I also used the backing page to go with it. One of the backing pages, and it's just stunning. It goes with it so beautifully, and it was just very easy. All I did was cut around the edge, cut the white piece off the edge. You could print borderless to avoid that. I cut the white piece off the edge and then I just turned it landscape like so. In fact, let's find that page here and I will show you exactly what I did. So I turned it landscape like so, I lined that up in my scoreboard, and just to this side of this bit here, I made a line, score line, which gave me my flap, because I wanted that bit to come down, and then I just folded the bottom bit up, that bit came down, and there's my envelope. Yeah, so very, very, very simple, and then I just glued down the side. What I also then did was used one of G's embellishments from one of her embellishment kits, and I put that over that bit there, because that is where her information is on the print, because I used it as a full print. It's got the information on, which is fine, no problem, obviously. But yeah, so I just added that on there to hide that bit. But there we have a very simple foldy envelope with glue. You could sew, I just glued. Then I did this one. Yes, then I did this one. So this is video 4B, not 3B, 4B. I refer to it as 3B in the video, but it's actually 4. And I drew around a template that I have. I'm not sure where I've put it, but I have a template of an envelope with a window in it, and I used the yellow kit for this one, and then I used one of the backing pages as well to coordinate, again so beautifully. And then, like I said, I just cut around it, stuck some acetate on the inside, and there we go, we have another envelope. And then I used another one of G's embellishments from her embellishment kit there above the window part of it there, because guess what, guys? Yeah, I put it there to hide that part of the information because that bit of the information showed up on that section of the envelope, so I glued that on there to hide it, which is fine, because again it's just added a bit more in. Oh no, sorry, I glued that on there before this got folded up. I glued that and that on there, that strip on there like that, which covered that full strip up, and then I just added that for a bit of decoration. And then I added one of G's words as well, called empowerment. Well, that says empowerment. That's not what the kit's called. But yeah, so that covered that strip of information up, and that was just a bit of extra. But yeah, so that was video 4B. Video 4C was again a simple envelope made using my envelope punch board. And for this one I used the blue, this one, the bluey turquoisey colour piece of paper sheet. As it turned out, that section actually got cut off because of the way I had to cut the page to be square. That bit of information actually got cut off. I did end up with the white edge, but I'm not bothered about that. But yeah, that part of the information got cut off, so it didn't matter about having to cover that up. But there we have a simple folded envelope using the envelope punch board. And again, one of the backing pages that just works absolutely beautifully again with this kit. Yeah, so that's where we're up to. And today, oh gosh, I've ranted at you for like nearly 15 minutes. After that, I also did these. I'll give you a little sneaky peek because this is the upcoming video. This came about because I was using the offcut backing page from this envelope. And yeah, these then came about. Just a little sneaky peek. Yeah, so I was actually using this bit from the offcut of that envelope, and then I thought, oh, I really like that, so then I used some bits and pieces of the other ones as well to make 3 more. That will be the video after this one. Although I've already recorded it because I did it straight after doing that one. I thought, while it's fresh in my head, I'm doing it now. So I recorded it there and then. But then, you know, it'll show after this one. Today, however, I'm going to still do the ephemera with you. And I'm going to use, which one have we not used yet? So we haven't used that one. And we haven't really used the green one, apart from the dodgy print that I cut up to make the really simple ephemera with. So we've got two here that I actually haven't used yet. So let's use them then. Yeah. And then we have the backing pages as well, so let's get those out ready because I'm going to need them too. Pop them over there. Pop the backing pages. Yeah, I'll just flip through the backing pages with you and all, guys. So we've got that one, and that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and then I reprinted, because I used these in the envelopes, I reprinted that one and that one. And oh yes, at the moment in time, a lot of you guys that are printing things on your printers through the Windows print thing, through just normal JPEGs, are getting this. It is an issue with all printers, and it is to do with the latest Windows update. They print fine from PDFs. You know, I had to print these. Were it these? Yes, I think it was these. I had to print from a PDF because I couldn't get it to print. Other than that, I couldn't get it to print normally. But this is actually, because it printed in two little strips, they're actually probably going to be perfect for what I want them for today. So I'm not discarding them just yet. Okay. It's that time again when kids are coming out of school. Honestly, I should know better than film. Right, so today we're going to do one of my favourite videos from G. And I'm just trying to see if I can find a reasonably plainish piece. I'm just looking for a piece of paper here. I kind of don't want one too heavily patterned. These are my tea dyed papers, and that'll do. And they do have a bit of patterning on them from when I was playing around with different things to get patterns on them, but I'm gonna kind of waste quite a bit of it, so I don't want one with too much pattern on it. Okay, now this is going to be fun because I need to remember how to do it. It is one of my favourite videos, but it's been a while since I've done it. Okay, so we're going to take a plain piece of paper, or, you know, this could be a plain piece of paper, or like this, just a very, you know, this is lightly tea dyed, but, you know, just whatever. You could even use the decorative page, but some of it's going to get wasted because we're going to fold it. So, okay, let's fold it down the middle and just tear it. Of course, you could use your trimmer for this. And then, so we've got two pieces now. Then we're going to fold it in half again and again. Tear it down the middle. Again, you could trim, measure and trim, but where's the fun in that? Okay, so we now have three pieces. Yeah? Pop that piece to one side, we'll come to that later. These two pieces, fold in half again, as best you can. Okay. Like so. And this one, again, fold in half. You could trim that raggy edge off if you wanted to, just to make it a bit straighter. Oh wow. It'd help if you actually did fold straight in the first place. It'll do. Okay, so yeah, they're relatively okay. Glue. Now you need some glue. Can be any glue. I'm just going to use glue stick and basically glue them together. not them two. Glue that together, yeah? So, it's been a long time since I've done this. I hope I'm doing it right. I hope I can remember. Well, I can, yeah, it's easy to do. When I say you don't need to measure, you don't if you know it's going to fit your journal, but if you've got a biggish journal, then you need to measure. But just for the sake of the video purposes, demonstration purposes, I'm not going to measure because, you know, I know this will be fine for a couple of journals that I have. So, I'm going to, like I said, glue that together like that. And then this one too, no more sticky. You could use card for this, but I wouldn't recommend it actually, because we're going to reinforce this anyway with what, like, the next steps to come. So, I mean, well, you could do, but you don't want it too thick. Okay, so we now have just 2 little strips. And I think I am actually just going to trim a little bit off the edges of that just to make sure they do line up. Not that it really matters, but it'll just look better. So I'm going to pop those in there, and before I do that, what do they measure? 1.5. So I'm going to make them, let's say 1.25. They could be wider. That's entirely up to you. But I just want to get rid of that scraggly little edge. So I'm going to go 1.25 on both of them. And then I know they both are the same. Get the concentration on that then. Okay. So, there we go. Now, I am going to now, see, that's perfect. I'm going to now not cut that out because, well, I can cut it out, but not on that one because it's too big. So, I'm going to get the big trimmer out. I love this little one, but yeah, sometimes it's just not big enough. So let's get the big trimmer out and let's trim this down. Okay, so we've got that down. Let me just pop this back down here. Oh, sorry guys, I've started putting this under the desk and then I can reach it at all times because I have a habit of piling it up when it's at the side of me and then I can never get to it. Right, so I'm going to bring the small trimmer back in now because I can use it now. Oh no, I forgot to measure this. Never mind. Well, yeah, I can still do it this way. Let's get the scissors out. Be a bit easier with the scissors. So I'm just going to cut that white edge off there like that, and then I'm going to just, yeah, line it up like that and cut like so. It's only a rough guesstimate is this, and then the same with this. I'm just going to use this to line up this and cut. I'm not worried about the white edges still being on this because we'll get rid of those in a second. Now we know that these are 1.25 wide, so I'm going to make these 1 inch wide. So, because I want a little border around them, so I'm going to pop that in there. That's now going to get rid of that little white edge off there, and that's going to make that small enough to go on there. And then I'm just going to trim the tiniest little bit off there, so that when we put it on here like that, there is a little gap, top and bottom, like so. Okay, and then I will do the same for this. So I will first trim it to 1 inch with the white edge on that side, so I'm going to cut that off as well. And then I am going to not even bother cutting that in there. I'm just going to line that up with that one and trim. Like so. Now, why is that one not as wide? Oh, it is. Yep, it is. Okay. So, let's pop the scissors back. Let's just shift. Oh, leave them there. I'll shift that later. Sort that out after. Okay. So, now we're going to glue that onto one side of that one, and this onto the other one. Any side, it doesn't matter, like so, onto the other one. Okay, so that we end up with 2. So you're not going to glue them back to back, you're going to glue just one on each one, like so. Okay, so we have done that. Granted, not perfect, but it does not matter. It does not matter in the slightest. Now, because we're using that background, I am going to use this kit. And now I am going to cut a strip of the kit to sit in the middle of this. So we have 1 1/4 inch backing. We have a 1 inch centre strip, so I'm going to choose a section of this that I really like, and I'm going to cut that to 3/4 of an inch, so that we get another tiny little gap in the middle. Now the question is, which part would I like? Do you know, I actually quite like that flower there, but then we're going to end up with that. Although there's nothing actually stopping us from cutting that out and putting it on the bottom and then putting another piece on the top, but I quite like the randomness. So I think maybe that section will do. I need the big trimmer for this because again it won't go through there. So, no, I said this section, didn't I? Okay, so let's just line that up in there and cut down that section. And of course that's just for that one. So that's for that one. What do we use for this one? How about that little piece there? That's ideal. Right, so let's do that then. So we will save that little flowery piece. And what just says this bit into, yeah, that bit. Okay, so gonna cut down this bit here. and then cut that bit off like that. Okay, so that gives us that. That's going to be so interesting. I'm not going to cut that bit. Right, so I think now, no, we can't really get it in there. And I'm going to have to cut that bit off. Yeah, that'll fit in there now. And then that bit will fit in there as well. So, swap back over to the small trimmer. Oh, sorry guys. Oh, you know, I love this new tripod I bought. It's in such an awkward position. Right, so back in with the little one now, and oh, I can't do it on that one. I am actually going to have to do it on the big one, because that one, the first square, is actually only 7/8. Oh no, actually I could do it there. That one's 3/4. So 7/8. Alright, yeah, that one there is actually 3/4, so I can do it. I'm useless when it comes to these little numbers. Okay, so which one did we say for this one? This bit here, wasn't it? So we need to line that up. First of all, I'm going to take that tiny white strip off there. That's Taylor. She's just come home. That's, if you heard my phone buzz then, that's the text message from the travel assist on the bus that tells me when they're home. Okay, let's take that tiniest little piece off there, so he's going to come in a second and shout that he's home. I don't need to do that. So I will line that up there on that one.
Mom, Dad, I'm home.
Hey buddy!
Hey Mom. Where are you?
I'm upstairs filming.
Oh, cool.
So no.
Oh, okay.
Perfect. So we need to trim a little bit off there. So where do we do that? I say off this bit here at the bottom. So, oh, sorry, you can't even see that, can you? So, hey buddy.
Hey.
I am filming. Have you had a good day?
Yep.
Good.
Is this type of recording audio on?
Yeah.
Hi.
Okay, perfect. So that's that one. Now let's do this one, which we was going to do this side. Yeah, that side. So let's get rid of that and that little edge. And then this one needs cutting at 3/4 of an inch, which is there. And we've got a little butt showing. So that were bad cutting, weren't it? Sorry, I cut the cherub in half. Well, not in half, but yeah. So let's do the other side. In fact, let's have this map a bit, because obviously we don't want a little butt shot. Oh dear me. Or let's just do this edge instead. Just my luck. Just my luck indeed. Okay, so we'll cut down there. That's better, you can't even tell what that is. And we'll cut that anyway. Line that up at the bottom and cut along there, so they're now the same size. Pop that up there. Find these two strips, pop them over there. Okay, and then glue that in the middle. Like that. Where's my book? There it is. Okay, so then this just gets glued in the middle of this, like so. Oh, I love that. I love that. Just look how awesome it blends with that background paper. Same with this one. Just glue that onto the middle of this. Doesn't matter which way, because you can turn it around. It's the backing's kind of non-directional, so it doesn't matter. Just pop your piece on in the middle and then you can flip it whichever way around you want. And again, like I said, just look how amazing that blends with the background paper. Okay, and then we put this glue away. So now we have these. And you say, fine, but what is it? Let's reposition. Alright, so now we have that. And we're now actually going to ink. Well, I am. Preferable, personal preference, I'm actually going to ink this one. I should have inked that actually before doing it, because of all that white on the edge, but I'm just going to ink around this one. I will use Vintage Photo, of course. So I'm not sure which is right. There it is. So I'm just going to go around the edge. Very juicy is this one. This is the archival ink one, so this one's very juicy compared to my ink normal distress one. Okay, so there we go with that one. Let's just come in a little bit more at this side. Just try and blend that line. That's better. Yeah, that's perfect. Oh, I love that. Alright, so let's do this one. I've had some questions actually about why do some people ink like this and why do some just rub it up and down. Just rubbing it up and down, it kind of blends it a little bit more, but rubbing it up and down as opposed to doing that is just quicker. there's not really much difference apart from the fact it's just quicker, but it eats through your pads much quicker doing it that way. Rubbing it up and down like this, it obviously makes lines in your blending pads, and it just eats through them a lot quicker than just flicking around the edge like that. But like I said, you don't tend to get much of a difference. It's just quicker, kind of a lazy way of inking. Yeah, looking at that, I should have gone around the edges of that first, but never mind, you know. Oops. Okay, so now we have that, and yeah, it's warm in here today because my glue's not drying. It is drying, sorry, my glue's drying too quick. Now I'm going to take something stronger, so I'm not going to use glue stick. I'm going to use art glitter glue or Fabri-Tac woodwork, Aileen's tacky glue, Anita's tacky glue, the one that G actually uses a lot of, something like that, PVA woodwork, wet glue. Like I said, PVA woodwork, you would just have to leave it a bit longer to dry. I'm going to use art glitter glue simply because it dries super quick, and of course it's easier when I'm filming. Now what I'm going to do with these is turn them so that they are back to back. Take note of if they are directional, because that one text is going that way and that one is going that way, so I will turn it so they're both going in the same direction, that way and that way, although that doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to take my glue and hope it's not clogged, which of course it is, it would be because I'm filming, so just give me a second. There we go. And then I am just going to pop the tiniest little bead across the top, like so. Again, I'm going to double check and make sure my wording is going in the right way. And then I'm going to just pop them together, like so. Line them up. And glue them. Like so. Actually, one is just a teeny bit wider than the other. See, I can't even cut straight with a paper trimmer. Not to worry. If that's the case, I'll try and get it in the middle. Okay, so just, like I say, put it together at the top. And then we're going to do the same at the bottom. So pop it together at the bottom. Excess glue everywhere. Let's try and centralise it a bit at the bottom, seeing as though one of them is just slightly wider than the other one. And once it's dry, we have this, which then becomes a bookmark belly band, or a belly band bookmark. And I'll get rid of the gluey page. Oh, in fact, I'll get rid of that completely. It's got glitter on it, and it's actually too small to go on there. But what you would do is, if I had a page, well, let's use this. Right, so say fold that in half. Okay, and let's just trim a little bit off, because most journal pages aren't A5. Most journal pages, they have a little bit taken off, so let's trim like just an inch off this. Okay, and then, yeah, I don't know, what are they normally? About 4-ish, 4.5, something like that. Let's go 4.5. You know, there you go. Typical journal page, yeah. That was there. So yeah, typical journal page-ish. What you can do then is, like I said, if you have a journal already made up, what you do then is you pop that, say that's already in your signature, you pop that over your page. You know, so you'd open a page up and you would pop that over your page, like so. And not only does it then become a bookmark for your page, but it also becomes a belly band on both sides of your page. And if you have more than one page in your journal, then, you know, you could put it over 2 or 3 pages and then, again, a bookmark, removable bookmark, or, like I said, a belly band. And what you then could do is punch an eyelet in the top and bottom and put some dangles on it, or whatever, you know. Perfect. But yeah, so wasn't a brilliant demonstration, was this one actually. But I will pop the link to G's original tutorial on this. And my first ever tutorial Thursday here on the channel was a video on how to do this. When I was brave enough to do tutorials for the first time ever, I did use this this idea to do my first ever tutorial video. So I'll pop the link to that below as well if you want to watch that. It's like, G does it in like, I don't know, 10-15 minutes. It took me an hour to do the first one, but more nerves than anything. But yeah, and of course you would measure depending, you know, if you know your page is going to be big enough, small enough, then that's fine. Just fold the pages over like that. But if you've got a bigger page or whatever, then you'd have to measure to get that inner diameter right. But that's usually a rough size of a journal page, is that, so it fits on perfectly. You could even glue a little bit more at the top and bottom, but also, like I said, there's scope there as well. If you kind of do it so it's flush at the top or flush at the bottom, depending where you want it. If you want something hanging out the top, then punch an hole in the top and put your dangle in there. If you want one at the bottom, then move it down and put your hole in the bottom and dangle something from there. Or both. If you do it bigger, you could do it in both. But yeah, so there you go, guys. There is the bookmark belly band. I absolutely love this version that G did. Yeah, actually, it's also the very first video of G's that I watched when she posted it in one of the junk journal groups. I immediately went and watched it, and straight away, you know, as soon as the video had finished, in fact I think I even paused the video to go and make my own, and then I was like, wow, I love this, and then I started following G from there, and I've been with her ever since. She didn't have very many videos up on her channel before that, but I watched those as well. I went and binge watched those as well, and then I've followed her ever since. Like, every time she posts a video, it's there. She's in my top watch, like my top watch list. So yeah, anyway, there you go, guys. So there is our bookmark belly band, and I have used a piece from the Collage Paper Pieces #1 kit and the Backing Papers Set 1 kit. But yeah, so, and they just work so beautifully together. I love it. I really love it. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and take care, and I will speak to you all again soon. Bye.